it happened, then didn't think it would happen, but you putting this tweet out was huge news just for people to really believe it now. What is kind of this status? Is this just something that, both teams are in agreement? June 1st will come, he'll get traded, and what do you see kind of the compensation to be? Will it be a first-round pick? Will it be, a second and a third? What is kind of the next steps here for A.J. Brown to be a New England Patriot?
Well, there is no agreement on the deal right now. But I think that both sides expect that eventually, once they talk closer to the deadline, that they will be able to work out an agreement. New England wants him. Philly is open to trading him. And I think in the end, he will get traded. My guess is it'll involve a future one at some point in time. I don't know that it'll be 27 or 28. The two sides still have to figure that out and see where they wind up. But I think the Eagles had been looking for a first-round pick, at least, for A.J. Brown. And I think they felt like they could get it and still feel like they can get it in the end. So my guess is that trade will include a first-round pick in the end when the two sides wind up agreeing to whatever deal they come up with. There's not another team out there that I can see other than New England where A.J. Brown's going to wind up. And the news this week would be that they're not going to be doing this deal before or during the draft because obviously, as we've talked about, the cap ramifications are such that New England would have to take on too much money to trade A.J. Brown before June 1st. So they're going to wait till June 1st.
Hold on, Shefty. Do I have Mandela effect here? Haven't we just post June 1 designated things a lot in the history of the NFL? Why does this one seem so like, hey, gotta wait till it's summer? Like, legitimately, why? Because haven't we done this in the past where we've just said, hey, this is this, and we're doing it June 1st or June 2nd?
That's for a player being released. You can't designate a trade as a June 1st trade. And so there's a big difference there. And obviously, like, it'll involve picks, but I'm not expecting that trade clearly to involve picks in this draft. It's not like New England's going to be picking for Philadelphia. They don't have the agreement in place yet. So they'll come to an agreement at some point here, right around June 1st. And at that point in time, A.J. Brown will be allowed to go to New England. But the rules of releasing a player don't work the same way that they do with trading a player.
Got it. Okay, so thank you for the clarification there. And I like the fact that they're all just like, hey, late May. Yep. We'll figure this out. Yeah. AJ, just hang tight. Okay, we got to do this. The way this entire thing is, we got to wait till May. Draft, obviously gigantic. There's been some big conversations about things should be designated before the draft even begins, especially in the host city. Diggs has a question for you, Shefty.
Yeah, I do, Shefty. Reports coming out today that looks like the Steelers are not going to hear from Aaron Rodgers about whether he wants to play next year, and that's before the draft.
Who said that?
I believe I saw Pelissero report.
Pelissero and Rappaport, which is Schefter's peer. We've been seeing you sharing each other's shit, by the way, you guys.
So, and it felt like we were going to get an answer before the draft, or at least that's what the rumors were, and they're talking every day. And now Will Howard's going to be QB1 during OTAs. What's the latest on Mr. Rodgers?
Well, it's exactly what we've talked about, where they essentially said that they thought initially it would be about a 30-day window before they got an answer from Aaron Rodgers. That 30-day window came and went. Then they were hoping that they would get an answer before free agency. That obviously came and went. Then they were hoping to get an answer before the draft, and obviously that feels like now it's going to come and go without an answer from Aaron Rodgers. And obviously the question will linger out there.
Who's agreeing to these deadlines, though? Is this just them publicly saying, 30 days?
Yeah. No,
are they talking to Aaron about, where do we know where the whole thing is? How has this become our expectation? Because we, as people who have dealt with Aaron Rodgers, okay, not as much as maybe some folks who are with him every single day, if they're a team and everything like that, but we have obviously been. Does Aaron know? Whenever they come out and say, hey, this is a 30-day thing, was he informed of that? Or because there's a chance he's literally off the grid somewhere and has no idea that. Now, I'm not saying that's the actuality, but I'm just saying this dude is not like the others. Okay, this guy, and people are like, no, he's not, blah, blah, blah. It's like, there's a reason he's allowed to be the way he is, though, is because of how damn good he is at football and has been. You ask any player or any coach, they say Aaron Rodgers is that guy. Now, on that note, does Aaron know the Steelers want him as quarterback? Has that, how...
Is he looking at a contract every day?
How much do we know? What do we know about that entire stuff, Shefty? Do you know anything?
Well, here's what I do know. I know that some people had suggested that, maybe it's not done because money is an issue. And I just was told that money's not an issue here. The contract's not the holdup. It's just Aaron taking time and doing what he does and operating on his own time schedule, whatever that is. When he feels like he's ready to give an answer for whatever reason, I think there's probably, like, again, I think it's always dangerous to speak for him. I don't want to do that, but this is going to linger for a little bit, it seems like.
Okay, so contract you said there. So that's already the business. What's that?
Contract's not an issue.
So the business has already been figured out between the Steelers and Aaron.
I don't know if it's been figured out, but I was told the contract won't be an issue.
Fascinating, because Aaron, whenever he was on with us, we haven't heard anything from Aaron's camp, right? Has anybody heard anything?
No.
No.
Since the time he was on with us, he said, "I don't have like a contract offer." Right? Isn't that how he explained
Correct. Yeah, he said he hasn't received any sort of contract offer yet.
When was that? That was in
a month ago.
What? Yeah, about a month ago.
Post-Olympics, yeah.
So I wonder if that has that changed. Do we know? Do we know if that's changed? Because
in asking around, I was told could this be contractual related, and I was told no, that's not the case at all.
I'll tell you what, we've been down this road a couple times before. Until it comes.
Yeah. The 30-day thing's laughable. Someone who said, okay, we need your answer in 30 days, like, what are we doing? You know that's not happening, okay? So
the draft, though, I think is a reasonable expectation.
I agree.
Like, I think the draft is a reasonable expectation, especially with 12 picks and this is a new era, but still trying to go for an era. It's like, I think that's a reasonable expectation. I just wonder behind the scenes, because what we've heard from Aaron is that we don't even have like a thing, is what he said a month ago or whatever. If he hasn't said anything or hasn't come out publicly from them, we're going to not assume anything.
Smart.
Right.
Okay, we are not going to assume anything.
Can't.
Because he will get his messaging out.
Certainly.
Mm-hmm.
We know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we definitely, and you know that. Yeah, you know that more than anybody. So I think the draft is reasonable. But also, there's a lot of things that have to go into that, I guess, that decision to be made. Good luck out there, Steelers fans.
Just pick one.
Good luck out there, Steelers fans. That's kind of what it is. Let's continue to talk about the draft, which is going to be spectacular this Thursday night, round one. Obviously on ABC, ESPN, NFL Network. We'll be live. YouTube, ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, TikTok, and anywhere else that we missed? X Live, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll be all over there. We cannot wait. Coach Cowher will be joining us. AQ Shipley will be joining us whenever the big guys get drafted, which could be a thing. But obviously there's some big names that are starting to cook up for this particular draft, and rumors always this time of year are interesting. Go ahead, D-Bud.
Absolutely. A quarterback who will definitely be in Pittsburgh, Ty Simpson. I just want to know your thoughts on him, and does that mean he's basically confirmed to be a first-rounder? And then wide receiver Jordan Tyson, heard he had a great pro day. Is he pretty much locked in to be the top receiver off the board based on what you're hearing?
I don't know if he's going to be the top receiver, but he's going to be a top pick. Him and Carnell Tate, I think, will probably be the first two wide receivers selected. I would think that both have a realistic chance to go within the top 10, 12 picks of the draft. Both will be off the board pretty quickly here. Those two guys, Tate and Tyson. You see the moves that Tyson made on Friday. The Giants spent a lot of time with him. It certainly feels like the Giants have a high level of interest in Jordan Tyson, attending his workout and having dinner with him and doing all those things, all the legwork on Jordan Tyson. Tate obviously is still going to be a very high pick. Those would be the top two receivers. What was the initial question, D?
Ty Simpson.
Ty Simpson. Hey, on that note, just to wrap up your last thought about the wide receivers, Tate is currently minus 200 to be the first wide receiver taken on Thursday night on DraftKings currently. So
yes, that'd be my guess that he would go. But I think there's enough Tyson love that it wouldn't shock me if Tyson went. But if I had to bet today, I would say I feel better about Tate going ahead of Tyson. But by the way, the Giants can go Tyson at 5. They could do that. They could do that.
It's all fluid, it sounds like, with this particular draft. And on that note, Ty Simpson now, Schefter.
Yeah. So Ty Simpson, I think there are two teams that stand. You see that the odds makers are right here. The Cardinals and Jets are the two teams. Now the Rams, if the Rams had pick 29, which they traded to the Chiefs for Trent McDuffie, the Rams would have given him serious consideration right then and there at 29. And I'm not going to say that they still couldn't take him at 13. My guess would be no, but you don't know how the board's going to fall. And so to me, the odds come back to the Cardinals and the Jets. Now, the Jets have the first pick in the second round on Friday night, pick 33. The Cardinals are 34. And you know what's fascinating about that is that if we go back to the last week of the season, The Raiders kicker, Daniel Carlson, made a 60-yard field goal against the Chiefs at Allegiant Stadium, career-long 60-yard field goal that gave the Raiders the win, that knocked them out of the top slot at the other rounds of the draft. They kept the first overall pick, but they would have had the first pick on Friday night, and because of that kick, now they don't. The Jets do. So the Jets are in position to go get Ty Simpson if he's there. I think the Cardinals absolutely could come up the board, and the Cardinals are listening, or at least taking calls on pick number 3. So I think those calls are expected to pick up this week. We'll see whether Arizona stays at 3 or whether they move out. What's the matter, Pat? Your neck bothering you or something I said bothering you?
Well, if you get my scans before I do, which I know you've done before, okay?
Yep.
Let me know, okay? Because I would like to get rid of this. But
I got him. I've learned my lesson there. I got him, okay?
Hey, we all have our trials and tribulations publicly, okay? We all have that. But on that note, you just kind of blew my mind there, which did kind of whiplash my neck, which is obviously C2, C5 kind of thing happening because, remember, Crossroads, commentator table, 80-yard sprint, RKO. You said the Raiders don't have the first pick in the second round? What? So... What? How is that? So how do they get number 1 overall? I thought that was a big deal.
It was done on strength of schedule. So they had the best strength of schedule, or the worst, whichever you want to look at it. They got the number 1 pick. Now, the Raiders, Jets, Cardinals, and Titans all had the same record. So they rotate it because it's on strength of schedule. So the Jets pick top of round 2. The Cardinals pick top of round 3. Titans pick top of round 4. The Raiders, I believe, traded the pick at the top of round 5. And it goes like that, rotating. If Carlson had missed that field goal, the Raiders would have topic in every round.
Okay. Holy shit. I feel like I'm learning a lot of things right now. The post-June 1 designation, I thought to myself as he was explaining that, idiot. We talk about this every offseason. That's what I was thinking. Now you're talking about this, I'm idiot. We do a draft spectacular where all we do is commit all of our time towards the draft. For some reason, it is one of our biggest shows every year, and we are very grateful to everybody that watches. We should have known that.
We're in the draft.
Oh, by the way, ESPN. I'm making, or maybe it's the NFL. Who made the graphic?
I think it was Schefter, wasn't it? Or I don't know if he made it, but he was the one that tweeted it.
Somebody announced, when they announced that I'm doing second round and third round picks for the Colts on Friday night or whatever, I'm back, excited to do it, honored to be a part of it. They put Pat McAfee undrafted. It's like,
you
can't be doing that.
Pick 222.
Got the card.
You know what you're going to say, Pat? Pat, do you have an idea of what you're going to say when you get up there, or are you just going to wing it?
When?
On Friday night.
Friday night, brother. We got an event on Wednesday. We got
Scans, Chef.
Yeah, I don't even know if I C2 or C5.
Pens Flyers tonight.
Yeah, we got Pens Flyers game 2 tonight. What are you talking about, Schefter? But yes, I have an idea of what I'm going to say. Because I don't know if you saw this. I'd like you to be a little bit more efficient on your reporting on the Indianapolis Colts happenings. Do you have the video of Daniel Jones arriving at the facility today on the Colts Twitter, I do believe, is what it was? You should see this guy's gait. Oh, we're peacocking in there.
Okay.
And after what I just saw Tatum do, and what we know Daniel Jones was able to do with his ACL, I mean, yeah. I'm thinking the broken leg on one side, torn Achilles on the other is just fine. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm thinking we're going to be A-okay at the quarterback position. Look at that walk. Shefty, look at that walk.
My quarterback.
Good.
Uh-huh. You know
April 20th.
You know what doesn't look good? For April 20th.
What?
Agreed, 420. Happy 420 to you, Schefter, you little stoner. Hope you have an incredible day today. Alec Pierce, he's out.
What?
Wait, what?
Sorry, what?
Yeah,
What
I
happened?
Came through the
Did he just get $100 million?
What do you mean out?
He got the biggest in the history.
Yeah,
And he's done already?
Well, Alec Pierce signed a 4-year, $114 million contract this offseason underwent an ankle procedure that was sidelined him for roughly 3 months.
That was a long time.
3 months?
Where are we on that one, Shefty?
Hey, he was your guest at the top of the show. How did you miss it?
Where were you on this one, Shefty? Huh?
Why didn't you ask him about it? Why didn't you ask him about it?
I didn't know I was supposed to ask about anything. I thought we were
Pat, he opened the free agent extravaganza on the Pat McAfee show.
the free agency frenzy. Listen, spectacular is draft. Free agency is a frenzy. And this is chaotic to think about that. Alec Pierce just out of basement. 3 months he's at.
12 weeks.
What are we doing? Come on.
Anything else about the Colts that we need to know? Anything else?
That's a long
Yeah, Anthony Richardson's not there today. Kenny Moore's not there today. Those players have officially requested trades.
Colts are so dead, man.
Anthony Richardson, good luck out there. We think if you find your full potential somewhere, we will be happy. I was a believer towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
I had, because his upside is crazy. Good luck. Seemingly very unlucky. Kenny Moore leaving. Don't love that.
Don't love that.
Don't love Kenny Moore leaving at all. This dude's an incredible football player. He showed up. Now, granted, I think there was some injuries maybe.
Yeah, a little banged up. He played.
But he hits.
Yep.
I mean, he's in the middle of it. There's going to be a little bit of that. I think everybody understands that.
Physicality.
He's a great player. Zaire, okay, he gets traded to Green Bay.
Yep.
He made, 1/3 of our tackles?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think he was in on every single tackle.
Yeah.
Okay, he and I obviously had a happenstance that.
Yep, Pittman and
Michael Pittman is, we love
Don't forget
Pittman.
about Pittman.
So we're going through a team transition as if we were like the Niners or
Yes.
Patriots.
At least you got a new GM, new coach.
You're sounding negative right now, Pat. Go
No,
back to
Pat.
Daniel Jones. Walk
Walking
in, looking
walking
cool.
in.
We'll be in a good spot, all right?
Let's hope that for Friday, too. Can we get you announcing a guy with the name Dan Jones or John Smith, and maybe they give you the correct phonetic spelling?
Yeah, the Okariki thing really came back to get me in a bad way. His name's Okarike.
Yeah, but what they tell you?
Okariki.
Yeah.
Spelled it out there for me. I'm excited to get back there. Side stage. Last time I did the draft pick, Roger Goodell looked at me and said, "This is what you're wearing?" That's right, bro.
You got Raj.
Wait till he sees the neck brace on Friday.
Yeah. We hope not.
Yeah.
We hope there's no
God
actual.
willing.
Yeah. Okay, let's
How
talk.
long is the brace staying on?
Huh?
How long is the brace staying on?
I mean, if he's got a broken
Scan.
neck,
Get my scans back tomorrow.
Wait for the
18 months.
scans, man.
Get my scans back tomorrow morning. I should know C2, C5. C2, C5 is where they're looking.
Most important one.
Got a closer eye on C2 through C5. I told him I felt pretty good because whenever, when Cameron came up there and the whole place started vibing, Unc Murdo was doing a full bang. Tony Yayo, bucket cap on, looks so cool. And 50 Cent just straps in. It was hard not to start bopping a little bit. There's a lot of this going on. Because bang! When jelly rolls you, your body loses hope.
I don't think I've seen a table explode like that.
Yeah, I literally got shards of wood all over my entire body. It was a long weekend. Okay, last question here about the draft. Hopefully, though, you won't see this after I get scans back tomorrow. But once again, if you get scans early, I would like to sign a thing that says you can break the HIPAA law.
Okay.
Ty has last question for you about the draft.
Shefty, Brett Veach said that he expects a lot of trades to happen on Thursday night, so he was excited for fans. But from what information is out there, it seems like most of the teams we hear from are interested in trading back. Where do you think this is going to end up? Like, do you think we're going to see more trades than normal or, kind of right on line with what we've had the last couple of years?
Yeah, I think that when you look at the last 2 years, there were 5 trades on draft night in each of the past 2 years. I mean, we might get the same number this year. I'm not looking for any earth-shattering moves. I'm looking for some moves where teams maybe jump up a few spots. We'll see how it goes. Like, sometimes a player may fall into a spot like one of the 2 pass rushers could slide depending on how the draft goes to number 5 or 6. So is there a team out there that's willing to jump up there and offer enough to make it happen for one of the pass rushers? Is one of the teams willing to go back? I think there's always – I think we may get a team jumping up for Ty Simpson in the back of round 1, the way that the Giants went up last year to 25 for Jackson Dart. That could happen. But I'm not looking for more than the 5 that we got the last 2 years. I think that would be surprising, but it's a strange draft in that regard.
Okay, I can't wait to see it. We've gotten a lot of different reports from different sources from around the league on how they view kind of who's where. And it feels like it is a real crapshoot coming on Thursday night after about 12-13. Like, it feels like there's a real crapshoot. So if one team likes somebody very much and they're falling, you could see a move up. At the tail end of something, you might see some teams that like a lot of guys, and they're like, all right, we'll get out of here. We don't need to be spending the first round on any of this type of stuff. Let's go to the second round. I think there is going to be some action late. I think that from my understanding, from our conversations around the league, I think there's going to be some action late, and I think it's not going to be devastating. Like, it's not going to be like a gigantic move, but it's going to be a lot of repositioning. I think there's a chance. That's what
I'm saying it. There are a lot of teams. There are a lot of teams that want to move back. There are not as many teams right now that want to move up. But the draft hasn't started, and there's certain guys that haven't fallen to a certain spot to make those teams want to come up yet in advance. But that could very well happen Thursday night.
All right, we appreciate the hell out of you, brother. You're the man, ladies and gentlemen. That's Adam Schefter.
Yeah, Schefter.